Welcome back to another episode of Point Away Debates. We just finished the first Sunday day of football. We literally were sitting here watching the Patriots and Steelers scrimmage match. So, I mean, it's already, 17-0. They're finna go up 24-0 before half. Anyways.
You hate to see it.
100 years of the NFL. Man, I first game, they opened the season. I thought the national anthem, not the national anthem is trash. Who sung it was garbage. I don't recall seeing any kneeling in any game so far. Not that I know of. Nobody's even said anything about it. I'm trying to think of any other little throwaways, just petty stuff that people were looking forward to, maybe possibly having this season. The first game to me wasn't that bad.
First game was trash.
That's what I'm saying. Everybody said it was trash. It was a divisional game against Green Bay, new head coach, new offense put together, and Mitch Trubisky and a great defense. I wasn't expecting too much anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like Aaron Rodgers was Aaron Rodgers. Bears defense was the Bears defense, and everything else held consistent from last season.
Trash.
Okay, that's fine. 5 QBs that I was interested, really 6, but 5 QBs that I was interested in seeing what they was going to be able to do this season. Nick Foles, tragic, you know what I'm saying? Collarbone, clavicle, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, broken clavicle.
Shout out Romo. So Nick Foles is gone, you know what I'm saying? I was really interested to see what he's going to be able to do for
I really was too, man. Yeah, for sure.
Trubisky was exactly what, it's only been one game, but so far he's exactly what I've been saying. Okay, you've got a great defense. Run game is so every once in a while, and then what? Mitch Trubisky.
Ass.
Oh, that's fine too. Kirk Cousins. I did not get to see that game, so I watching his statistics for the game. He did pretty good by my understanding.
I know Thielen had a touchdown.
Yeah.
I don't know who won.
Dalvin Cook had some pretty big numbers. But he had some pretty big numbers. So Kirk Cousins, so far so good for you. I was going to bat for you last season. I don't know what happened to that team last season, but he was part of the blame. I'm not gonna lie, you know what I'm saying? But the defense in the run game wasn't there either though. Dalvin Cook got injured early last season. He got injured, you know what I'm saying? So But
two top 10 receivers.
No, I definitely agree. That's what I'm saying. So not much excuse, if any excuse at all. And a decent tight end at that. So I'm trying to think. Foles,
Cousins, Trubisky. No, you just said Trubisky.
I said Trubisky. Okay, so 3 more. Like I said, I really had 5. Carson Wentz. You go from MVP candidate your second year. You get injured. You watch Foles go win a Super Bowl. You have I'll say average season for the games that he started last year. He had a pretty average season. He did not look like the Carson Wentz from the previous year.
Almost MVP.
Exactly. So this year, to start off, the whole team started off kind of shaky. I don't know how. I didn't see the very beginning. I left church. 17-0. I'm like, okay, what's going on? But
he was awful. He only had like 38 yards, halfway through the second quarter.
So they were still trying to figure it out, type deal.
It was awful.
Okay, well. I told y'all so, not necessarily on Carson Wentz, but the combination of Deshaun Jackson, Alshon Jeffries, and Zach Ertz. Alshon had 2 touchdowns. Deshaun had 2 touchdowns. Ertz had, a lot of, middle of the field passes. I also told y'all so on Jordan Howard. So my biggest thing with Carson Wentz was he had a top 5 defense, top 5 run game the year he looked like, he was an MVP. He was making a lot of plays outside the pocket because that's what the offense called for. This season, they'll probably be top 10 defense. But I know they're not going to follow top 5 run game. They might not even be top 5 run game. But as long as he has the ability to make plays outside the pocket, getting the ball to some of his playmakers, his worst receiver is Nelson Aguilar. I'll take it. You know what I'm saying? So I do believe, I said it from the jump, Patriots 10 points over Philly is my bold prediction. In the Super Bowl, I'm still sticking with Philly until they show me otherwise. So you had anything you want to add on any of those quarterbacks before I get into the last 2?
Not really. I mean, Wentz looked really bad in the first half, and I was enjoying every bit of it. But he did come through at the end. Like they were carving the Redskins up in that second half, and it was bad the way the Redskins just completely lost it.
So if y'all are curious as to why he was so happy to see the Eagles losing, as you can tell, he has on, that's not a Colts punter jersey. That is Dak Prescott, Dakota Prescott jersey. So before I get into Mr. Prescott himself. Lamar Jackson.
Yes.
Shout out to Roger Harris. It's Miss Rod Harris on Instagram. That is his team. That's his quarterback. He's been going to bat for his quarterback all, off season and preseason, saying he was going to improve, he was going to get better, so on and so forth. Now, again, we are talking about one game.
Facts.
But I'll give him his credit. He looked, according to the statistics, he looked outstanding. 17 of 20, 320 some yards, I think, and 5 TDs. I mean, you can't ask for too much more. Only thing that I will add to it, because I didn't see a single play in that game, I will add to it and say this. Robert Griffin came in as relief when the game got out of hand. They put up 60 points. Robert Griffin was 6 of 6 with a touchdown. So all I'm asking is, was this Lamar Jackson's greatness emerging? Not saying he's going to play like this every game, but, is he emerging? Or was this a horrible Dolphins team who reportedly multiple players asked after the game, asked their agents to...
For a trade.
Okay, so... And this was from Bleacher Report and a couple other sites.
It was a few of the local reporters in Miami, and it was also Bleacher Report.
Okay, all right.
So yeah.
It's
bad in Miami right now.
So, again, I don't want to take anything away from him. Congratulations, Lamar Jackson. Also, don't get ahead of yourself, because he made the comment and said there was something about amazing game for a running back. Or
yeah, he made the, he took a little shade at everybody that doubted him in the draft that said he should be a wide receiver or be a running back, and he said, it's cool. It wasn't bad for a running back. So salute to him on that, because I was one of the ones that said that, hey, he was balling out as a quarterback. He should play quarterback.
I was opposite.
I was.
I know, I got you. I'm saying I was opposite, but
yeah. And
I said he started as a quarterback, should have became a receiver. So far, so good.
So far, I'm right. So he made the playoffs as a rookie, and he balled out this first thing.
So far, he is right. Shout out to Miss Rod Harris on Instagram too. So far, she right as well. Last quarterback I wanted to bring up, man. I'm gonna let you take the helm on it. Yeah, you
the GOAT?
The GOAT. You got him in your hand. So here's my thing, man. As a Cowboys fan, I got my blue and silver. You know what I'm saying? As a Cowboys fan,
boy, that's your church time.
I did not wear this to church today, but I have worn it to church plenty of times. As a Cowboys fan, I have been critical. I never said that he was garbage, or all I said was, hey, I wouldn't be mad if we got rid of him. I said that 2 years ago. I said that up until today's game. So, and he can attest, average is what's coming out of my mouth. Now, after one game, you haven't removed yourself from average. But my God, if you play a shell of this for the rest of the season, Cobb had a touchdown.
Yes.
Witten had a touchdown.
Yeah.
Jarwin had a touchdown. There's 2 tight ends. Amari Cooper had a touchdown.
Yep. Those are the 4.
And of course, we ran the ball. You know what I'm saying? Getting Zeke involved. So, 405 yards. Your first 400-yard passing. No, I take that back. His first 400-yard passing game in regulation. I think he's had one in overtime before.
Against the Eagles last year.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, he threw 455.
Okay, all right. So it's first. That was overtime game.
Yeah, it was
okay.
overtime. Mm-hmm.
So first 400-yard game in regulation. First game, if I'm not mistaken, with 4 TDs.
Oh, that's tough.
Okay.
He may have one, but I'm not sure. I'll have to look at it.
He may have. Only reason why I'm assuming not is because they have Ezekiel, and I would assume that he had 2 touchdowns, off the ground before Dak had 4, which would put us at almost,
I know for a fact he's had some 3 touchdown games. The 4 touchdown games is the one I'm not sure about. I'd have to look at that.
And if he did, it probably was an OT too. So, you know what I'm saying?
Might be possible. Yeah.
All of this in regulation, maybe his first game for 4 touchdowns, but played an immaculate game, you know what I'm saying? So, today, I couldn't come in the dress shirt, you know what I'm saying? I've been had the jersey, you know what I'm saying?
I hate him.
Wasn't bought by me. I've been had the jersey though, you know what I'm saying? So I had to honor the man. I don't know if y'all can see how high I need to get the number, you know what I'm saying? I had to honor the man. So number 4 is that guy on today's list, you know what I'm saying?
I hate you.
Respect to that. Now y'all gonna knock me when I'm saying, oh, he's average and we can do better, but I'm trying to praise him.
Imagine buying an average man's jersey.
I didn't buy this.
Or he didn't buy it. Okay.
No, and wait, because my sister will be on this show eventually, and she can testify.
I can't. Let me debate your sister.
You'll lose.
I will lose. Her sister's louder than me.
Yeah, that's the only reason why he'll
lose. That's why I'll lose.
Because she's louder. But
you're not gonna let me get a word in.
They bought me this jersey for Christmas, and matter of fact, they bought me this jersey for Christmas during the Zeke 6-game suspension. You know what I'm saying? So they was like, oh yeah, we know you didn't want no Zeke jersey, because I was critical on him, like, you getting in trouble, you know what I'm saying? So they was like, oh, well, we didn't know you didn't want no Zeke jersey. I'm not gonna lie to you, this was probably better than the alternative, because I thought the guy's jersey I wanted, I just knew he was gonna be starting.
Who?
Jordan Lewis.
Oh,
Jordan Lewis. It was a gamble, but
Yeah,
I mean,
nah.
I'm not upset that they didn't buy me his jersey. All I'm saying is, it was a gamble. So
DBs are kind of hard to buy jerseys off of unless they get their second contract.
Facts,
yeah,
facts.
like their second contract is when you can like invest into a DB's jersey.
No, I agree. So we've got the quarterbacks out of the way. I would like to say this. That's a great segue to the DBs in the league. My God, what happened? The 10th receiver, mind you, not all the games have been played yet, but finished rather. But the 10th receiver on the stat sheet during the Cowboys game was a young man for Baltimore. I don't remember his name. He had 108 yards, I think.
Wide receiver?
Yeah.
God, I don't know who their receivers are.
I
don't know who their receivers
are. He had 108. I had 110 because I'm better here. But all I'm saying is the DBs in the league like that. That's ridiculous.
There's still some big names left that got to play too. Michael Thomas got to play on Monday. That's another one. The Raiders have to play, which they have.
There's at least 4 teams that still have to play.
Yeah, because this game is on right now. The Pittsburgh and Patriots game is on right now, and Josh Gordon is already destroying Pittsburgh.
That leaves potential for Josh Gordon, Julian Edelman. That also leaves potential for Juju Smith and what's the other receiver name they picked up? Moncrief, Dante Moncrief. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm not saying that all 4 of them not really in the running for a 100-yard game. Seeing as how this game is already over, Julian Edelman probably won't get 100 yards. Josh Gordon, he's a deep pass away type deal. So, but yeah, the cornerbacks in the league. What'd you say earlier? They don't deserve checks this week.
Nah, no DB should get their direct deposit this week because it's like even. Take out the big names like the number 2 receivers are going off this week. Michael Gallup had what 100?
Oh, well, I don't know how many catches, but he had 100.
I think he had 6 catches
yards.
for 158 or something like that.
And he was like the number.
He's number 2.
Oh, okay, he was.
Yeah.
Deshaun Jackson, 2 touchdowns.
I think he's number 2.
That went over 50 yards. No, Deshaun Jackson was number 4 with 154 yards.
I mean, his offense, like number 2 receiver.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He's the number 2. He's the number 3 receiving option. Was crazy, but he's the number because Zach Ertz.
Because of Ertz, yeah, you're right.
That's what I'm saying. So you take the top off the defense for 2 passes. That's 105 yards right there. So
yeah.
I'm trying to think about who else as far as receiver. Larry Fitzgerald, you still got it. You still got it.
My man been doing his thug fizzle since 2004.
So you 15 years in the league. You are now number 2. I'm pretty sure he passed that last season probably, but you are now number 2 for receiving yards all time. You still got it.
Goat.
Kyler Murray. Some would say that his showing was a little lackluster.
Bro,
I say the same thing with every year with rookie quarterbacks. They get in the game, they're taken advantage of because they're looking at different blitz packages and they overthrowing, underthrowing receivers. Then the team plays a soft shell going into the 4th quarter late in the game because they get comfortable, they get lax, so this quarterback is nothing, and they pick you apart like they did in college. So Kyler Murray, I would say he had, as far as an average, as far as a rookie quarterback, I would say his first game was an average showing.
And
he gave him a chance in overtime.
Remember, his team isn't that good either.
No, true, definitely.
So
but he put up 24 points.
No, he did well. I mean, he did okay, but overall, before he got there, the team wasn't that good. So
big back.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a work in progress for him. But I think he did okay enough for a rookie.
No, he definitely.
I don't expect rookies to light it up.
For an undersized rookie that wasn't really
super undersized.
Okay, yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So Kyler Murray, that's another quarterback. But pat on the back to you too. The Cleveland Browns. Where should I start? Wait, tell me before you go, because I do want you to say something. Y'all sat up here and said, I had one person on the show who said that they were a super team. All they acquired was Odell. So how are they a super team? And I'm not slighting Odell. He's a great receiver. But how do you become a super team? I heard another guy that sat up here and said they were guaranteed the playoffs.
Not in that division.
Again, you acquired Odell. It's a nice pickup, but how are you guaranteed the playoffs now? Okay. We've been hearing people, Twitter world, Instagram world saying, Super Bowl murmurs. Where?
I want to say their odds for Cleveland, they had higher odds to make the Super Bowl than the Cowboys.
For the Cleveland Browns?
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure I remember reading
this is why it's not okay. This is why it's not okay. Come on now. They acquired, legitimately, I know they have had other players on their roster that they've acquired since last year. All I'm saying is they got Odell. Now what? Did Baker Mayfield, he drastically improved overnight?
No.
Okay.
No.
I'm really trying to figure out, did the O-line drastically get better and now they're going to be number 2 rush team or something. I'm just trying to figure out how did acquiring Odell. So Odell went from one horrible quarterback situation to a skeptical one.
A young, unproven quarterback, yeah.
And then he ended up having, 7 catches for 71 yards or 8 catches for 71?
7 for 71.
Okay,
yeah.
7 for 71. And if you got him on fantasy, you picked up, 14 smooth points. So you pat on the back, congratulations. But were y'all expecting him to come out the first game with 100 yards and 2 touchdowns? Or I'm just confused.
Mm.
They were saying it was guaranteed that they was going to win that division.
No.
And
not with the Ravens in the division.
But like I say, if we're just going off one game, of course, Baltimore looks like they're going to go win the Super Bowl tomorrow. But I'm just saying, how? What was so great about the Browns?
It's not even about the Browns. Like in that division, just going off that division, Pittsburgh is proven that they win their games every year. They usually never come short of 9 games. Baltimore has the best defense in the division, and they got the defense that can lock down Jarvis, Njoku, Odell, Chubb, whoever. They have the defense built to contain them. So it's like, yeah, no, they nowhere near had a shot at the division title. Like just going into the season.
Okay, I'm really trying to figure out. I know. Oh, wait. Well, I really wanted to say this one for last, but I really can't remember anything else topics that we had. So we're gonna have to go ahead and jump into it. AB. Go ahead. Go ahead. Whatever you got to say about it.
All right. Let me try to.
I told y'all so.
Let me try to say this in the most professional way.
Y'all didn't listen to me? Go ahead. My bad.
AB is one hit away from CTE. If he don't already have it. If you tap him on the shoulder, he has CTE. That's where I'm at. I think his brain is already a big package of gummy bears up in his head.
That was probably before playing football.
Bro, anybody that dyed a mustache blonde and has that whatever he did with his whatever he did with that.
I do remember
that Lego style of beard he had, whatever.
Yeah, he had the same thing in his head. The flap top was only in the middle. He cut So
anyway, so
this is y'all boy though. This is so
AB is extremely talented. He's in my opinion a top 5 receiver. Now outside of that, he's a problem. So I don't want to hear anybody ever disrespect Terrell Owens, calling him a diva. I don't want to hear anybody ever disrespect Dez Bryant, calling him a diva. Like there's levels to this diva stuff, and AB is like over the roof.
I'll give him. Yeah.
I'll
give him GOAT status diva.
I knew I wasn't gonna draft him on my fantasy league just off the helmet stuff. I was like, he may not even play this season.
Not only that, if he does play, will he mentally be in the game enough to rack up fantasy points? We saw that with another person they called a diva in Chad Johnson when he went to go play for New England. We thought this was going to be a heavenly matchup. A route running skilled receiver with good hands for Tom Brady. He's played with 100 of those. You know what I'm saying? So he ended up, I don't think he caught a single pass until after mid-season.
It was insane.
Yeah, it was something ridiculous. Then he come out and said he didn't know the playbook. He never studied the playbook. All right, so what are you doing?
So
anyway.
Why are you there?
Anyway, like I say, so with my whole thing with AB, and I say I told y'all so, not because of AB. I couldn't care less where if he went to stay with Pittsburgh or went back to or stayed with Oakland or signed with one of these other 2 teams supposedly, in the running after he left Oakland. My biggest thing was the Patriots. Just like the Browns find a way to lose or not make the playoffs every year.
Patriots find a way to get better every year.
So their receiving core is now receiving options is Julian Edelman, Ben Watson, Josh Gordon. When he comes back healthy, Demaryius Thomas, and AB.
Yeah, Antonio Brown. And then, not to mention, there's rumors that Gronk will come back later on in the season.
Worst case scenario, he doesn't. I mean,
you still stack.
Okay, so I'm really trying to think of a couple of other things before we close. Patrick Mahomes looked good again.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate with Tyreek Hill.
Well, one thing on Mahomes, did you see the play where he had a wide open man in the end zone and he tried to do that no look and he missed him?
I did not.
So see stuff like that. I think Patrick Mahomes is probably a top 5 QB right now. Like I've seen enough to see oh, he's cold. But it was like, bro, at what point do you have to not have to put style points and just make the touchdown?
Nah, I agree.
I want to say it was Kelsey was wide open in the end zone, and he's looking. I'm looking at you, and he literally throws it like this and goes sails right over his head. I'm like, bro.
Yeah, so that's got to stop. I had no knowledge of that.
If you're gonna do it, you got to do it to where you know you can make that throw. Like, don't just. Yeah. If it's a touchdown, like had it been a close game,
you're trying to be too cute. Like you knew he was wide open, so therefore
I hate when it's too. Don't be cute, bro.
Man, look. So like I say, Tyreek Hill, unfortunate. I'm really trying to think. Running Grant, I'm just going through off the top of my head. And Vernon Davis, grandfather passed.
Oh
yeah, they carried him off the field.
Yeah, prayers out to them. That family.
I know I'm missing something, bro. At least one important. Jameis Winston, you still trash.
Will forever be trash.
Carolina and Rams, how do y'all end up having a close game?
Cam didn't score a touchdown.
Jared Goff, were you worth the money?
No.
Okay.
One day we're going to have an honest conversation about first-round quarterbacks that Dak Prescott is better than.
Now, see, one day we will. I'll say this.
It's too soon.
But I'll say this. You've heard me plenty of times
facts.
say that I don't believe in drafting a quarterback top 5.
No, you're right.
And now, unless it's obvious, like there's no question. I'm not talking about a Johnny Manziel, Baker
Luck
Mayfield.
was the only one that's been no
exactly.
question to me.
I'm saying I'm not talking about somebody who was very great with their legs, therefore it aided their passing game type deal. So knowing what we know now, Russell Wilson should have been a top 5 pick.
No, facts.
So that's what I'm saying. So I look at it for its highest potential, not what it can bring you immediate. You know what I'm saying? So type deal. So
I just thought about that. Andrew Luck retiring a week before the season.
Thank you. That's what it was. So again, not a Colts jersey. You know what I'm saying? Not a Colts punter jersey.
Absolutely not.
Jacoby Brissett. Did you see any of that game?
I didn't.
Okay, I didn't.
I only watched the Eagles and Redskins game today.
Okay, I apologize if y'all were expecting me to get on here and have knowledge of every single. That will never happen. I promise you that.
We don't have red zone.
Well, I have a login and I could move the Xbox to different room, all that good stuff.
Send it to me.
Yeah, you try. So all I'm saying is I don't have the patience. I like to key in on focal point on certain games. When you volley between games like that, you really do miss a lot of key information. So I would rather watch 2 games maybe at most at a time and get all the information I can than trying to watch 4 or 5 games at one time. You just watching plays. You don't really know what's going on at that point. So yeah, y'all will never get that out of me. I'm trying to think. Was that it? I mean, the Colts, Browns. I mean,
this is a wild week. Like 2 weeks ago, Luck retired. AB's whole saga this entire week.
Facts.
There was something else that happened. It was a trade. What was a trade? Oh, the Houston trade. Houston traded. Miami traded Tunzel and Stills to Houston.
Clowney and
Clowney went to the Seahawks. Clowney signed with the Seahawks. They got traded. He got traded there. Miami traded Tunzel and Stills to Houston for I think 2 first-round picks and a second.
Okay.
If I remember, that's earlier this week. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, Miami. Look, I'm not saying that was y'all's mistake.
They're tanking.
Look, y'all obviously made a mistake somewhere.
They're tanking.
Okay, that's fine. It's proven.
They're trying to get either Tua from college that play for Alabama or Trevor Lawrence.
Okay. Well, see,
that.
I got you.
Yeah.
All I'm saying,
I don't agree with that, but
you tank for a player, you get that player, and you put nothing around him. Sam Bradford. I'm not saying the Rams tanked for him, but Sam Bradford showed promise when he, coming into the NFL, and year after year, his number one, receiver got injured. Steven Jackson couldn't stay healthy. The O-line so it was always something. You know what I'm saying with them. So, and I don't really believe in that.
But you remember the Colts sucked for Luck. They did that too, and they got Luck, which I won't say
it paid off.
I won't say it paid off because
only reason because he just retired. Last year, at the end of the season, they had a very good O-line who was helping out the run game and Andrew Luck, and they had a little bit better than average defense.
Yeah, but at this point,
they ran into who last year in the playoffs?
They waxed Houston. Who did they lose to? Was it the Patriots?
Yes.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying. So,
but my thing is, you sure it was the Patriots or was it the Chargers?
They ran into Kansas City.
Kansas City.
They ran into Kansas City.
Okay.
Because the Patriots played the Chargers, Kansas City played the Colts. The Patriots and Kansas City ended up moving on.
AFC Championship.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm not saying this is an excuse, but
I don't think it paid off.
They definitely had a better team.
Because I feel like they didn't put enough O-line help around him early. Because at this point, he was balling, but he's still, he's still sore every game.
No, he called it quits while he was able to call it quits. Yeah, it was his decision, not he got taken out.
He wasn't trying to go out like Greg Oden.
I mean, boy, no knees at 7 foot tall. Man, look, that's another story.
Hey, facts.
I'm trying to think about anybody else that retired. Shout out to Cole Beasley. You left. You had a decent game. I mean,
No. F Cole Beasley.
Shout out to Cole Beasley 2.0 and Randall Cobb. You know what I'm saying?
3.0.
You had your touchdown today.
Cole Beasley stat line: 5 catches for 40 yards. Randall Cobb 6 catches for 69 yards and a touchdown. Oh, Cole Beasley also had a drop that was picked off for a pick 6. So, about those facilities being better.
Y'all can find him
Buffalo.
on Twitter at King Petty. That's @_ King Petty. Just before we get out of here, man. S-Dub Fitness, Savion Washington, man. Your Giants, I'm sorry. Y'all got 2. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got 2, everybody makes a big deal out of how old you were when they won. So y'all got 2 while you were, a teenager. It's cute, but it's over with. I'm sorry. I did not expect the game to go as well as it did for us. Glad it did, but it's a division rival. I thought it was gonna be a little bit better game than that. It
was good. It was a good game in the first 5 minutes of the game.
Yeah, for Dak Prescott.
No, I'm saying remember.
Oh, my bad. Saquon. So yeah, Saquon
The Giants
and the Cowboys.
quick.
No, they did. Saquon, got him down there. Two plays and he was on the other side of the field. So Saquon and the Dallas Cowboys had a good game. Other than that,
Evan Ingram.
Nothing else. Oh yeah, Ingram, he did okay.
He did good.
It's crazy. Eli Manning still threw for over 300 yards, but in garbage time.
It's garbage time.
Stats, but
he got 100 yards off of garbage time.
That's fine. The only good thing to come out of Arlington Stadium was there's a lot of good things for Dallas Cowboys, but Dak, his play and Saquon's 120 yards on 11 carries. We're gonna have to talk about that with the defense or something because. We should have the best linebacking core in all of football, but for somehow or some way, 11 carries gets you 120 yards.
Best linebacker core and win against basically a top 2 running back. So
I get it. I'm just saying, yeah. Anyways, man. So we appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. Another episode of Point .08. Like, comment, subscribe. On Instagram, you're at Mike Unbothered Mike. And on Twitter is Mike is Unbothered.
Yes,
also watch, oh my bad, the Blender Made Podcast, that's what he's about to say. Listen to, the Blender Made Podcast. For those of y'all that aren't up to date on what's going on in the anime world, there was some leaks from Funimation Studios with some Dragon Ball Z voices, some of y'all's favorite characters. And I don't really know how to put this. I really want to be safe. There was some audio leaks that had a lot of homophobic rhetoric, there you go.
pedophilia rhetoric, a lot of problematic rhetoric overall.
Okay.
By a lot of the English dubbed actors of Funimation that are also from here in Texas. So, listen to the Sacred Ointment episode from Blender Made Podcast on all podcast streaming platforms at Blender Made Podcast.
There you go. So, week 1 pretty much in the books. We got 2 games tomorrow. Y'all probably won't hear from me for that. Week 1 is pretty much in the books. If your team won, congratulations. You got Super Bowl hopes. If your team lost, are you drunk?